All right, my friends, how are you today? Today's Friday, June 25th, 2021. Aaron here bringing your daily horoscope. We've got the moon in the sign of Capricorn. The sun in the sign of Cancer. We just had this Capricorn full moon at 2 degrees, 37 space minutes. It's a pretty intense full moon. I don't know about you. We're dealing with a lot. We're under a lot of pressure. That's what the sign of Capricorn does. The sign of Capricorn and its ruler Saturn creates pressure. And without that pressure, without that friction, we are pretty lazy individuals. We're a pretty lazy group of human beings, motivated by food, motivated by desire and hunger. Today, as our moon is still in the sign of Capricorn, the sun is in the sign of Cancer, Venus here opposed to Pluto, the moon getting closer and closer to Pluto as the day continues, but it's really not going to be conjunct until about 4 a.m. on Saturday morning. Part of what this energy is, this could be, Pluto deals with obsession, power, sex, money. Venus deals with money, deals with individuals and things that we love. And part of this energy can be about obsession with relationships, obsession with identity, my relationship with myself and my own sexual identity, how people perceive me as a sexual person, as a man, as a woman, as a person of desire. So there can be a lot of these feelings going on over the next 2 days of obsession, dealing with relationships, dealing with identity, dealing with our sexuality, dealing with, are we being understood? Are we, we're putting forth this energy. We have this stamina, tenacity, these things moving forward in our own creative self-expression. And part of this is when we're fully expressing ourselves, we're going to create a ripple on other people. When we find our joy, when we find our light and start to shine it, some people are going to be like, hey, can you turn that down a little bit? Can you simmer it down a little? Your light's too bright. And this puts us in an interesting place. Am I being too much? Is me being and feeling myself, it's too much for this person over here? Or it wasn't well received. We still have Mercury in the North Node in Gemini, which deals with communication and information. Mercury is now direct, but Neptune today stations retrograde. So now we have Neptune, we have Jupiter, we have Saturn, and we have Pluto all retrograde. Chiron and Uranus will be the last two this year to retrograde. And Mercury just coming out of this retrograde. So it's just like, well, now we have that pinched hose of communication, information, or insight that's coming unpinched and it's starting to flow. Are we wrong for expressing and being ourselves because somebody else didn't receive or appreciate us? We're not for everyone, my astrology channel, not for everyone. Somebody else's whatever. It might not. It might be for some, but not for everyone. Are we going to be upset, hurt, thrown off of our game because somebody didn't like the message that we said, because somebody didn't appreciate the words, because somebody didn't appreciate our past and where it put us in the present? It's time to heal these parts of ourselves, and we just must keep moving forward and being ourselves. Now, that doesn't mean there's not growth and expansion involved here. We do have the sun still creating this trine to Jupiter, which means emotionally, obviously, when in the sense of being self, we're not talking about creatively expressing ourselves to the point where we're purposely hurting or putting down other people. That's not what this is about. This is just simply about being you. Some people are extremely, you get a Virgo in the room. Some people are extremely analytical. You might get an Aries, which is very like, let's just go. And perhaps those two energies just don't see eye to eye. They're a quincunx of one another. They might be like, the Virgo's over here nitpicking everything, saying, well, we got to do this before we do this, and then this. And the Aries is like, dude, we're never going to get anything done if we don't just start, put one foot in front of another. So I mean, we can have different energies that just simply go about things differently, and that's okay. And this is saying, like, looking at the self, or potentially the obsession with how we're received in our reputation. The moon moving through, coming close to this conjunction to Pluto. Am I being perceived how I want to be perceived? Am I coming off the right way? Do I not communicate certain things so that I look this way? It's like there's been this like really fun picture of an apple and an orange floating around social media recently, with like the back of the apple bitten off, and then the apple showing in the mirror, and the apple looking perfect and in the mirror. And this is like your life on social media, where things look perfect, but in the back, it's all kind of scarred and half eaten. So this is like, do we only want to put on this front that everything is perfect, and is and we're this holy light beings full of light and love and blessings? Yeah. And it's like, yeah, we're all that, but we're human beings. We're animals. We crap and snot comes out of our nose. It's like there's pretty aspects and unbeautiful aspects. And we want to paint this idea sometimes that everything is just beautiful. Or that if somebody comes out that is so authentic and real, and they're expressing themselves as Mars and Leo, driving forward, feeling themselves and communicating. And it's just like, if that realness rubs somebody else the wrong way, they're not being vulgar or anything, that's okay. And this is part of this astrology, this grand trine happening right now, saying it's okay. You're not for everybody, and not everybody. Some people, when they're drunk and hungover, want nothing to do with the sun outside the window. Close the blinds. Oh, the sun. That's not the sun's fault. The sun didn't do anything wrong. The sun's meant to shine. The sun's supposed to be the sun. That's its job. It's the actions and that the other person took that can't handle the sun. But the sun doesn't need to tell them that. It's an interesting perspective that you have that perspective. It's a fun one. Anyway, so we're dealing with a lot of stuff, this full illumination going on in Capricorn, putting pressure on ourselves. Our reputation is on the line. How we're viewed to the world is on the line. Us being authentic to ourselves, us moving forward in an action that's true to self and expressing our true nature is extremely important right now. And understanding that me walking in my truth is simply not going to align and resonate with every single person that I come across my path. And that doesn't mean that I need to shift, alter, or change something about my delivery, my approach, who I am. But that's the beauty, is this is up to the individual. With Mercury and Gemini, it's like we can look at this both ways. Well, if I didn't say this, if I didn't go about it this way, if I would have done this to appease that person, how would I have been? Would I have felt like I did, was I not being myself? Was I being, so we can determine this for ourselves. So there's no really right or wrong answer, which is kind of the beauty. But at the end of the day, is just saying, like, hold your light a little higher. Shine your light a little brighter. And that's okay. Be you. Express you. And if you're dealing with something about relationships, obsession with relationships, this energy will pass. Just kind of, it's coming back to that fire trine. The fire trine is really going to be helping us out right now. And just that one foot in front of another kind of thing. Whatever's going on in our lives, just keep it moving, being fearless. The information will illuminate. Whatever needs to be healed and cleared will be cleared and healed. All right, my friends. As always, thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you've had a fantastic couple of days. It's full moon. Start to your weekend. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.